Hello, and as usual, always starts off with me having to clear my throat. Welcome back to Dino Slam 2023. Let's get right to it. No problem in between, because, separate videos here and separate days as well, because it's the next day after, the first part, which I'll be uploading today. So, it's time for the Tag Team Championship to be on the line. First of all, the challengers, the previous Tag Team Champions. Albertosaurus. Let's wait for them to, move a bit, ahead so that, they don't get too much in the way of the champions as they enter. So let's just go for it. The only one that I, went with a specific skin, because I quite like this combination of blue and black, and we got everything yellowish kind of pink. I'm not pink, more like, is it beige? I don't know. I forget the name of the colors. There's a nice look to it, doesn't it? Ceratosaurus and Majungasaurus do have an advantage of sorts, where both of them are actually fit, strong, and defensive, whereas the only traits that the Albertosaurus ended up having was aggressive and nocturnal. But these tag team champions, they don't get along, so they might fight amongst each other. What are their stats then? 108 and 40. And 44, 31. Yeah, the Albertosaurus are definitely at a disadvantage. How would they compare if they went up against Ceratosaurus? Wherever the hell Ceratosaurus is at. There you are. Damn, 110. Even stronger than Majungasaurus. Your defense is 32. What is your defense? 31. Yeah, they're screwed. Like, hey, buddy, I think we got screwed. I think this match is rigged. I mean, I'll just show it. As you can see, I made it so that it was 50% chance of strong, and 50% defense, 75% fit. And I think you can incubate maybe, I can't remember how many, maybe 5, maybe less, I can't remember. Oh yeah, it says it right there, Symphysis batch can go up to 5. So, they have more chances of at least one of them getting all those traits. And with Ceratosaurus, gave it a 75% for defense, 50% chance for strength, and the other 25% were there by default. And it has, a batch of 4, so one of them was bound to get some, good results. Whereas Albertosaurus only had 25% strong, 25% fitness, and only has an egg batch of 3. So you kind of got screwed. Anyways, let's turn combat on, because I don't think I have it on. You know what, actually, let me just check something. Yeah, they get along with Carcharodontosaurus. It's like have Giganotosaurus do a run in to help them out, but no, that wouldn't make sense. Especially because Carcharodontosaurus was already, you know, in a match earlier on the card and lost. Oh, they're already fighting each other. This might be, well, yeah, this would be the only way that the Albertosaurus duo could feasibly win this stats. Is, you know, letting Ceratosaurus and Majungasaurus weaken each other and then go in for the kill. Because, you know, this is classic tag teams that don't get along with each other. That was the whole point of it. Like, this storyline between Ceratosaurus and Majungasaurus is the longest running storyline. It's started at No Dino Out, which was the first pay-per-view party I did outside the first Dino Rumble. And it was all over basically Ceratosaurus being the only... Well, it wasn't technically the only medium carnivore, but you know, of the weaker, larger carnivores, he was the only one to enter the Rumble, and Majungasaurus was like, what the hell, how come I didn't get that opportunity? Ceratosaurus got that opportunity. And he failed miserably, so I challenged you to a match at No Dino Out. He kicked Ceratosaurus' ass. And then I was like, you know what, let's have them as a tag team. And when I did the first tournament, which was only a few matches to crown the inaugural tag team champions, they did well, you know, picking up some wins as a tag team. But then, right before, like in the semi-finals, they were up against Giganotosaurus and Giganotosaurus. And if I recall, Majungasaurus knocked Ceratosaurus out, and then when the Giganotosaurus was able to finish off the weakened Majungasaurus. Of course, the finals were the Giganotosaurus duo versus the Albertosaurus duo, and of course Albertosaurus became the inaugural tag team champions. They've just been back and forth with it ever since now. It's like, if they lose this match and don't get the titles back, then, you know, Albertosaurus can potentially finally move on to something else, you know. Because they've been stuck in the tag team division this whole time. And it's the same with Ceratosaurus and Dinosaurs, you know. If they lose, it could potentially set them up to have, like, you know, a rivalry, you know, because they've had a rivalry on and off this whole time. You could finally settle things, especially if I decide to have them team up with carnivores they actually get along with to, you know, spice things up. Oh. He's at full health, so this might be bad for Albertosaurus. Yeah, it's not looking great. Barely doing any damage. How's Ceratosaurus doing? 74 versus... Yeah. If one of them targeted... If the other Albertosaurus gonna fight with him right now, it probably wouldn't be able to take him out because they've still got a lot of health left. Actually, come to think of it, which one are you? Yeah, you're the nocturnal one, so you're not even the aggressive one. Well, you know, there always comes a time in these matches where, you know, there's not a lot happening. Like they were trying to kill each other just a few minutes ago, and now they're eating together. Oh wait. Can the Alpha do any damage? Now, Ceratosaurus is really oversized, isn't it? I was actually looking up, you know, the sizes of these dinosaurs, like their real size. And you know, the Allosaurus, for example, is actually bigger than is depicted in, you know, Jurassic Park and this game. The real-life Dilophosaurus was about the size of, you know, Cryolophosaurus, you know, a very small, medium carnivore. It's like it was big, but not big, like, say... I think Allosaurus is probably bigger, but, you know, compared to carnivores that came in the Cretaceous, you know, it was kind of dwarfed, but it was still pretty big. And Ceratosaurus might be a little smaller than the real, you know, like the Dilophosaurus, you know, estimate size. And yet, it's so freaking ginormous in this game. I guess it's because of, you know, how it appeared in Jurassic Park 3. You're like, okay, it was pretty big there, so we gotta keep it consistently like that. You see that, he just sat there, he's like, ah, never mind, I'm gonna go for a stroll. Oh wait, is he going on a hunt or something? Looks like it. I want my gold referee. No, that doesn't work. Go referees having none of it though. Yeah, they're both at the same. So, oh, they're fighting again. This might be their undoing. Oh god, Ceratosaurus took a hell of a freaking shot there. And he's dead. You just eliminated your own tag team partner. You fool. Although, on the other hand, while it does turn this into a handicap match of sorts, he can no longer be weakened by getting in a fight with Ceratosaurus again. So, you know, the Albertosaurus work together. You know, one of them fighting the Majungasaurus, weakening it, and then the other one come in for the kill. It's actually two. Wait, why are you fighting against each other? You're supposed to be a tag team. Is it actually doing damage when they fight like this? Because it doesn't seem to be doing damage. Oh wait, now it is. Dude, I understand Majungasaurus and Ceratosaurus getting to fight. You guys are supposed to be at along. No, I'm actually gonna go for it. Carcharodontosaurus is gonna, you know, he's got his bros back. Oh wait, no, he doesn't actually. Scrap that idea. I just saw that he's friends with Majungasaurus. He wouldn't be able to do anything. He would just come in and he's like, hey, I'm just here to chill. I like both of you guys, you know? Albertosaurus, we get along, we're bros. Albertosaurus, we're bros. Now, Ceratosaurus, he's an asshole, but he's dead right now. So, you know, if they retain the tag team titles, things are gonna be a bit, you know, not so great between them after that display. Ceratosaurus is not gonna be happy with that. Albertosaurus just has this toy-like quality. Yeah, it's weird. I can't tell if Albertosaurus might be oversized as well. It's supposed to be a medium carnivore, but, you know, it dwarfs the other medium carnivores. But I guess it isn't quite as big as the large carnivore at the same time. I think there's only like... How many large carnivores are there in total? Carnivores. Large. Adding that. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there's only 6 that qualify as large. Which is kind of interesting to think about, isn't it? This game has a lot of theropods, but only 6 of them, one of which is basically a hybrid, are large. All the other ones are medium or small. What the hell are you doing? Oh.
Do I want the dinosaurs to fight? No. But do they want to fight?
You're not at full health.
For some, it is what they were born for, what they live for, and what they're willing to die for. That is a purity that few humans have.
I feel even if they work together and fought right after each other, they would not be able to take down this son of a bitch. This is one tough Majungasaurus. But he's gonna start eating Ceratosaurus then. It's like, yes. Oh, maybe he is. Yep, he is. They were fighting over a carcass. So, what are you looking at? Man, this match is going on a while, isn't it? Let's, get some records going. See what the score is for these dinosaurs. Where is that file? Yeah, as I've said before, Albertosaurus' win-loss record is 8-2. It's probably going to be 8-3 at the end of this match. Tyrannosaurus, 7 wins, 7 losses, so very even there. Majungasaurus has 9 wins and 5 losses. So Majungasaurus has a very good record. Like, hey, I was eating that. I will avenge you. Is he at full health? Yeah, unfortunately. They're really bad at picking their fights. Ooh. This fight, I feel, has gone on long enough. How many victories have you had? 5. Majungasaurus and Ceratosaurus retain. You've won enough encounters yet. It would probably take way too long for you to, take one of them out. Because it would just be a lot of waiting for them to recover their health. And the Albertosaurus do have no chance even if they work together. Because they just can't do enough damage. So, actually, what's the match card been so far? Yeah, we've had 1 title change, well, 2 title changes and 1 title retains. So the next match is going to be an open challenge. Scorpios Rex, the Laurasia champion, will be putting their championship on the line against mystery opponents. So I'm going to have, how I do the usual promos where I'm just like, Scorpios Rex, what are your thoughts for her news match? And do the question thing like that. I'll do things a little differently here. This is Scorpios Rex issuing a challenge to anyone on the roster. So I'll have that, and then we'll move on to the match itself. So, on with that. Not go for every give stand a chance. On with the backstage promo thing. I am issuing a challenge to this pathetic roster of dinosaurs. Tyrannosaurus Rex. What a weakling. I am sick of fighting just one pathetic dinosaur. I challenge anyone on the roster, even if it's more than one, to come out to the ring when I'm out there and accept my challenge. I will defend my championship and destroy anyone who dares accept my challenge. Nice little promo there. I, actually messed with the lighting there because, I mean, look at that. That really gives you an ominous vibe, doesn't it? Anyways, on with the match. And here we go. The Laurasia champion enters. The absolute freak of nature. I was like thinking of like the promo, just have it like talk about it, just like I am considered a freak, a monster, and well, if that's the way people want to see me, then I'll show them what a monster can do. Be all ominous and all like I'm going to destroy you all kind of vibe, but nah. So he's intolerant, aggressive, and defensive, and he's got a blank pattern because he's randomized. So, who will accept Scorpios Rex challenge? You know what? I'm actually gonna put combat on right away, because why not? So, I will have to edit, of course, to keep it a mystery, but you will see the mystery opponents enter after an edit because I've got to incubate them and all that. So, amendments. Here comes the challenger. Kind of camouflage. But it's not just Suchomimus because Scorpios Rex issued a challenge to anyone. He didn't, specify just one. He wants a challenge. He's getting a challenge. Suchomimus is teaming with Baryonyx. Of course, there can be only one winner.
Okay, this is amazing. A Baryonyx. These animals have very large claws on their first digit. This dinosaur also likes water, so take a moment to consider its needs when planning out a suitable habitat for it. The Baryonyx was originally thought to be a scavenger, but now, with live animals to study, we can find out for sure.
So you can see it's strong and defensive. So it's got that going for it. Now, fun thing, right? Fun thing, fun fact, whatever. After I recorded the first half of this, Dino Slam, it looks like Suchomimus is squaring up to fight. I was like walking downstairs, right? And I guess one of my nephew's dinosaur toys were hanging about, and I'm pretty sure it was a Baryonyx.
They did this in the wild. Now they can fight in captivity.
Fit and defense, and aggressive. But it's poison, so that's, that's the danger when fighting Scorpios Rex. Man, even with all that, he lost that encounter. Suchomimus, man, he always jobs in the end. Yeah, you've got the defense stat. You immediately gonna no. Like nah, I gotta fight that Baryonyx. I know that would probably not fare very well. 47, 87, 87, 47, 87, 47, 87, 47. He's got better defense, but Baryonyx has the better attack. Hell, he has the better attack in general. Well, it makes sense because, you know, Suchomimus didn't get the what was it? Attack traits. Actually, no, wait. Yeah, it's just 2 of them. Send in the ambulance. We've been poisoned. Out the way, fools. You know what bugs me is this. Look at this now. I'm still holding down R2, but as you can see, the vehicle is gradually stopping. I don't know when it happened. Oh wait. But for whatever reason, when you go in the first person perspective, you can't freaking drive. I distinctly remember this game, even in the early days, being able to, you know, this place is deserted, what's up with that? Being able to brain power moments, drive in first person perspective, so I don't know what happened. When the updates must have caused a glitch to happen. Sending in the medic because he's gonna die otherwise. Poison. Well, that's actually first scan. Just to see how his health is going. He's up 13%, let's medicate him. Stay still. There's Notosaurus fighting somewhere in the park. Hey, now, dude. Poison's still not worn off yet, though. Oh. Baryonyx and Scorpios Rex. You know, if either Baryonyx or Suchomimus win, they get the title. They don't, you know, become dual champions or anything. That's not how this works. This is more like a triple threat, which is a glorified handicap match. The defense is really strong in Scorpios Rex here now. So even with them teaming up, I don't know if they can accomplish it. Especially with the poison. Baryonyx did win that encounter though. But at what cost? Once it dips below 50%, I will send them in again. The poison is still not worn off on Suchomimus. Oh, it's about to though. There we go. Suchomimus could have a chance to, you know, if they went in for it right now, maybe they would be able to win their first championship and their second match ever. I think they've only won one match. I'm gonna actually confirm that actually. Let me see. Oh, here we go. Below 50. Send in the medic. Sukamanus, where are you? Yeah, 1 win and 9 losses. Sukamanus has a terrible record. Baryonyx, on the other hand, has a record of 4 wins and 7 losses, so still not a very good record, but I mean that's better than, you know, Sukamanus. Wait, if it was 4, 7, 7, 8, 9, 10, so he's had 11 matches. So I think he's had 1 more match than Sukamanus has. Wait. Holy crap. Oh. Sukamanus, add another loss to your continuing losing streak because you just lost. And you know, I do consider this a triple threat, not elimination on anything, so. Scorpios Rex retains. Damn it, Sukamanus, you're always jobbing out here, man. I gave them a good chance of getting, you know, strong stats, and they still couldn't get the job done. Even teaming up, they were not able to take down the mighty Scorpios Rex. He is one dominant champion after so. He might rival Acrocanthosaurus if this keeps up, you know. If he keeps defending the title, he'll have a longer reign than that. Acrocanthosaurus had the Laurasia championship for a long ass time. Here, speaking of long ass time, the next match is going to be long as hell because it's going to be a 5 dino battle royal, which means they have to eliminate all other competitors in the match, and it is going to be to determine which dinosaur will advance on to the next pay-per-view parody, Dino Survival, for the Dino Chamber, which is a parody of the Elimination Chamber. Because as I stated in the first half of this match card, Tyrannosaurus, Stegosaurus, Triceratops, Indominus Rex, and Acrocanthosaurus already automatically qualify because those 3 herbivores will hate each other, so we won't have an instant where the last competitors in the match don't fight. And Indominus Rex and Acrocanthosaurus qualify because they're in the main event, and whichever wins, they're basically both going to, you know, qualify for the match. So that will just leave 1 additional slot for a carnival, and that will be determined by who wins the next match. So before we get to the next match, I'll have a promo from one of the dinosaurs in the match, and we'll move on to that. So, on with that. Carcharodontosaurus, you are a dinosaur that has not really made much of an impact. Hey, I'm just gonna stop you right there. Not made an impact. What do you mean by that? Just because I haven't had enough matches, I haven't had enough time to prove myself. I don't know what you're gonna say. You're gonna ask me about what I'm thinking going into this match. Well, I'm gonna prove myself worthy of being in the main event. I'm finally gonna make a statement in this match by eliminating every single one of them myself. And I will go on into that match at the next pay-per-view and win the Dino Championship and prove that I can win this stuff. That was a really convoluted and bad promo. Shut up! Just like, okay, that'll do, Carcharodontosaurus. You finally get an opportunity to potentially get in the main event. Because for whatever reason, I always kind of forget Carcharodontosaurus is there. They usually only appear at the Dino Rumbles. So, on with the match. Let the match begin! At first, we have Allosaurus. As I already stated, this is a battle royal, so you know, it all comes down to the last dinosaur standing will be the one that qualifies for a position in the Dino Chamber match. at Dino Survival later this year. Man, that glitch where they don't get the intro. At least, oh, never mind.
We don't want to engineer aggression out of the dinosaurs, but we want to make sure we are monitoring it, and to the extent we can, controlling it.
Never mind, that was not to do with the Carcharodontosaurus. Unless you comment on the fact that he's not particularly comfortable with this enclosure. He doesn't approve of his roommates. But Carcharodontosaurus, making one of their few appearances in actual matches that aren't Dino Rumbles. Although I guess this is kind of similar, really, isn't it? Again, gets no introduction. Giganotosaurus, he's fit, and that's about it. I gave each combo at least 50% for strong and defense, but you know, some of them didn't really get those stats.
Okay, even I have to admit that this next dinosaur is impressive. The Spinosaurus is perhaps the largest of carnivores. Of course, I'll never get close enough to one to see for myself, but that's why I have you.
The Spinosaurus was the first Dino champion. They won the first Dino Rumble and had their title defended successfully for the most part, except for that one match that ended in no contest, which fittingly enough was the first time I tried to do the elimination chamber parody. Other than that, they basically successfully defended up until they lost it at 2022, which was last year, Dino Rumble. But I feel like since, you know, for a while now, Spinosaurus hasn't really done much. So maybe this will be the opportunity to finally get back, you know, on track to being the dominant champion once again. And the biggest loser, with 0 wins ever, which is crazy. Will this be his redemption? Probably not, because it's even worse in multi-dino matches, which is almost all matches he enters. Tyrannosaurus Rex. The biggest jobber ever. Because, seriously, he's strong, he's intolerant, but he also has never won a match. Now it's time to turn combat on and watch everything go to shit. It's gonna be a long match, I just know it. Have you noticed I always... wait, no, it's not that. It's this. I always put on the herbivore one even though there's no herbivores in these matches. I mean, there were herbivores in earlier matches, it's just there are not really much of them on the card, really, now that I'm thinking about it. And there were a few in the Cruiserweight Championship match. But actually, yeah, and that one tag team match earlier on the card, those are the only ones where herbivores were in any of the matches. So let's, oh, never mind. Spinosaurus versus Allosaurus. The apex predator of the Jurassic versus the Cretaceous giants. Spinosaurus has the size advantage. Spinosaurus is a formidable foe. Anyways, let me just check the records. Just glancing back and forth to make sure that, you know, there's any fights going on. Okay, Allosaurus has won 3 matches and 6 losses. And I noted one of the wins was from an elimination tag team match, which it was eliminated, but the team won in the end thanks to Acrocanthosaurus, so it counts as a win. So, think about it like that, they only really have 2 wins, if you count it like that. But the third one counts because they were on the winning team. Meanwhile, Carcharodontosaurus has only ever outside of, you know, Dino Rumble, has only been in 2 matches, and they lost both times. I think there might have been 3 matches though, because I think, if I recall, their first match ended in a no contest. I can't remember. Oh, Carcharodontosaurus really is, you know, showing off here. He's like, I can hang with the big boys. He's fit, he's defensive, and he's black. Sure is a lot of roaring. Giganotosaurus has a win-loss record of 2-5. So not really that great. Giganotosaurus, you know, in the original... Oh, you son of a bitch, you made me do that! I thought it was gonna be like a fight between the carnivores, but now it's just you guys. Hey you! Screw you, Bob! But you know, Giganotosaurus in the first ever Dino Rumble did really well. Dominant.
To some, this may seem inhumane. But when we let the dinosaurs fight, or when we manipulate them to, we gain a greater understanding of the animals. This research may eventually help us to better manage them.
Man, the Alpha's doing nothing there. Oh, we might have, yep, our first elimination for Allosaurus. He was the odd one out, really. All the other ones are large theropods, while Allosaurus was medium. I gave him the strong stat, but his head is phased into the foliage. He didn't stand a chance. So, add another loss to your record there, Allosaurus. Anyways, you know, Giganotosaurus did well in the first Dino Rumble. Like, the first half or quarter of that match, I remember Giganotosaurus basically being the dominant one, eliminating multiple dinosaurs, but of course he got eliminated eventually. I think he got eliminated very late in the match as well. I can't remember, that was a couple of years back now. Let's see. Oh, Indominus, by the way, who's in the main event, they have a win-loss record of 2-3. Yeah, it's funny, it's like early on in these, you know, pay-per-view parties, I kind of, you know, compared Spinosaurus to Brock Lesnar. I mean, you can still compare it there, you know. But it's not just because of how dominant he is, but because he doesn't show up that often, you know. But now, I feel like Indominus is more like that, because, you know, they hardly ever appear. Even Indoraptor has appeared once more than them, but I guess with this pay-per-view, they'll be even on match participation, I guess. Dinosaurs looking to make a name for themselves. Carcharodontosaurus was my favorite dinosaurs in Jurassic Park Operation Genesis. Because it really stood out compared to the other large carnivores, because it was like all black with that red bit above its head, above its eye. It looked really cool and intimidating. It was like, this is the goth carnivore. I also like the Acrocanthosaurus in the original, and I say original. It's like, this is more of a, you know, these games are like a spiritual success to that game, you know. But I liked how Acrocanthosaurus looked in Jurassic Park Operation Genesis. And I also liked how, you know, you'd get a starting dig site, and the only large carnivore you could potentially get was Acrocanthosaurus at the start of the game, so it was always nice to use Acrocanthosaurus Other ones, I think you could get Ceratosaurus and Albertosaurus, but they were significantly smaller. I feel like this game made Albertosaurus a lot bigger than, you know, I recall it, you know, being in that game. Because it was dwarfed by larger carnivores. I mean, it probably is in this game too, it's just, it still looks really big. That's what she said. And still looking for the records here. Spinosaurus has a win-loss record, I've already mentioned this earlier on, didn't I? Of 10 wins and 5 losses, with one of those losses coming from losing the title at Dino Rumble 2022, which is last year. So that was when they lost their first, you know, championship reign against an end, which lasted like nearly 2 years, or around 2 years. It's insane. Meanwhile, T-Rex, 0 wins, 11 losses. How many Dino Rumbles have there been so far? It was 2019. I think I did one for 2020, I can't remember. 21, 22, maybe at least 4 or 5 Dino Rumbles. So, you know, add that on to its losses and this record looks even worse. Holy crap! The Carcharodontosaurus is taking names here. He's not eliminating anyone, but he's always coming out on top in their fights here. That's crazy. If he ends up going to win this, then me choosing to have him be the one to do a promo before the match was very fitting. Because I didn't think he was going to win. And I still don't think he's going to win, but you know, there's always that chance. Why is this place deserted? It's like you see that, it's like local dinosaur appeal of that. You see there are people there, it's like wow, amazing. You got hotels and everything like that. But, you know, the streets are empty. You wanna know why they're empty? Probably a glitch. But, you know, it's because they're all the way over here. They're in this little area, like this tiny ass areas where they've all decided to chill out at. And, you know, all the way at the entrance, also, you know, I did a nod to the whole, you know, movie there. It's just like, that's why. I mean, could you imagine if this was the distance you had to go to get the power back on? Those raptors, you think we would freaking slaughter them pretty quickly. But yeah, they're all down here. There's only 2 enclosures here. You got Almocephaly over there, and Ceratosaurus somewhere in here. Oh, down here. Your brethren won the match, by the way, Ceratosaurus. It's just their attacking partner was a dick and knocked them out. You're stepping on the corpse of Allosaurus. That's disrespectful. Man, Giga's not really doing very well, is he? See if there's any guests, you know, over here. Yeah, the streets are empty. What's up with that? Probably for the best, though, to be fair, because it probably would, you know, slow the game down dramatically. He's hunting. I can't see what he's hunting. I mean, it's fish, but you know, I can't see the fish. Visibility's not too great in the lagoons. I guess he's no longer hunting. Can we actually? I don't think we can. Yeah. Wait. Hmm? Oh, transport. I clicked on the wrong thing. That's why it's... Yeah, you can't go into the lagoons, unfortunately. Just go to the bottom. No, you can't do that. How are we for time so far? Bloody hell, an hour, 2 minutes. I knew this was going to be a long match, but bloody hell. Look like we've got to back up and they start fighting. Well. Nope. Well, I knew this was going to be the longest match on the card because, you know, the elimination rules. But still, this is ridiculous. Everyone's at full health but the Giga. The Giga is not doing great. So, yeah. Torosaurus has 0 wins and 6 losses. It's like, that's true. Why are we waiting? I might as well go over each dinosaur that I've kept track of records for. These are only in the case of them appearing in any match, you know. Allosaurus, 0 wins, 1 loss. They appeared in 1 cage match. Carcharodontosaurus appeared in 1 cage match, and they lost. So they have a win record of 0-1. And since they're not in this game, they might not have a chance to redeem themselves. Oh, we got 2 fights. This fight's probably gonna be more... Oh, never mind. It looks like it's more glitched, honestly. Man, Carcharodontosaurus is dominating, though. Panic! We don't know how to set up the animation! Anyways, where was I? Carcharodontosaurus, 2 wins, 3 losses, and both of those wins came from being on the winning tag team in an elimination tag team match, so yeah, they didn't technically win the match, but they were on the winning team. Albertosaurus, 0 wins, 1 loss. Archaeopteryx, 0 wins, 1 loss. Troceraptor, 0 wins, 1 loss. Yeah. It's a neat looking dinosaur. I'll try to use it more. It's just, you know, the cruiserweight division is quite packed, you know, compared to other divisions. You know, like the main event scene, man, with the large carnivores and, you know, well, even that is the same, you know. Like, that's like pet Ceratops and all that. They don't really get time to shine in the main event because, you know, it's always Triceratops and Stegosaurus hogging up the herbivore slot in the main events. But anyways, Australabinator, 2 wins and 1 loss. Gonna have to change their records to 2 wins and 2 losses because they lost the title early on in the start. So they've got an even win-loss record. Brachiosaurus has been in 2 matches and lost both times. Camarasaurus, the only sauropod to have a single win but 3 losses, because they were the inaugural cage champion. And since then, no sauropod has ever won a match. Giganotosaurus has already stated 0 wins, 2 losses, but he's got good odds here if he can keep this up of, you know, winning this match. Carnotaurus has 5 wins, 8 losses. Gonna be 9 losses if we count this pay-per-view, which I will eventually. Tasmasaurus, 0 wins, 3 losses. Gigantosaurus, 1 win, 2 losses. As I mentioned earlier on, that loss came from, but that 1 win they had was against Ceratosaurus Majungasaurus. Looks like the Giga's gonna be the next to be eliminated. Unless he backs down. He backed down. Like a little bitch. Oh wait. Ooh, T-Rex is getting their ass kicked. Say that like it's surprising, honestly. They're always getting their ass kicked. Anyways, Compsognathus, 0 wins, 1 loss. Allosaurus, 0 wins, 2 losses. Dinosaurus, 1 win, 0 losses. So, yeah, the fact that he's only been in 1 match was against Tyrannosaurus, and he kicked his ass after taking its sweet ass time to fight. So, yeah. Deinonychus, 3 wins, 2 losses. And one of those wins came from being on a winning tag team. Allosaurus, 2 wins and 1 loss. And those 2 wins come from elimination tag team matches, where he was eliminated each time but was on the winning team. Scorpios Rex, 0 wins, 4 losses. Dreadnoughtus, 0 wins, 1 loss. Ceratosaurus, 0 wins, 1 loss. Albertosaurus, 0 wins, 1 loss. Giganotosaurus, 0 wins, 1 loss. Albertosaurus, 3 wins. Gotta be 4 now because it's won a match. You know, on this card. 2 losses, one of which was, losing the title at Dinomania. So, Albertosaurus has a pretty damn good record so far. Laurasia, 0 wins, 1 loss. Angosaurus, 0 wins, 4 losses. Iguanodon, are they fighting? Or are you just yelling at each other? Iguanodon, 1 win, 5 losses. He did win the Cage Championship 1 time, so that's where his 1 victory comes from. I feel like this match might not end straight on. Oh wait. Oh. Carcharodontosaurus lost an encounter. Oh wait, we do have an elimination now. The Giga's down. The Giga is down. I haven't seen Dominion, but I assume something like that probably happened in the film. Aside from Spinosaurus, any large carnivore set up to be an antagonistic character of sorts has to be jobbed out to T-Rex in the end. First there was the Raptors, and then there was... what? Just like... Okay, there's a T-Rex's, records in the film. And the first one, it killed the antagonist in the form of the Raptors. In the second film, The Lost World, it killed the actual antagonists of sorts, the Ludler guy. Spoilers for the film. But in Jurassic Park 3, he got jobbed out of Spinosaurus. And I haven't seen Jurassic World, but Indominus jobbed to, I think, a tag team of T-Rex and Velociraptor. And I think the antagonist in Fallen Kingdom also jobbed the T-Rex as well as a Carnotaurus that was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. And that's the one Jurassic World film I've actually seen, is that one. It was pretty mediocre. Anyways, back to the win-losses that matter. Look, Carcharodontosaurus is walking past me. It's like, yeah, you fight amongst each other. I'm coming out on top at the end of this. So, we're back to win-loss records. Indoraptor, 2 wins, 4 losses. Lystrosaurus, 0 wins, 1 loss. Megasaurus, 0 wins, 1 loss. Megalosaurus, 0 wins, 2 losses. Acrocanthosaurus, 0 wins, 4 losses. They're basically the small, medium carnivore jobber. They rarely appear and usually just appear in cage matches and have never been able to win. Spinosaurus look like they might have the advantage. Well, that's T-Rex as well. Yeah, they're evenly matched. Damn, we're up there at 1:12 minutes. Come on, guys. This isn't even the main event. Oh wait, Spinosaurus not doing too well there. This could go either way. This could be T-Rex's time to finally shine. Anyways, back to records. Allosaurus, 0 wins, 1 loss. If I recall, they challenged Ceratosaurus that one time and lost. So that's how they've got that record. Morasaurus, 0 wins, 1 loss. They will never win because, I mean, for one thing, they can't fight anything. I remember I released a bunch of small, carnivores and stuff like that to see which ones actually fight, and was disappointed because Morasaurus Intrepidus doesn't fight at all, Oviraptor doesn't fight at all, Lestrosaurus doesn't fight at all, Compsognathus doesn't fight, but Coelophysis will kill those motherfuckers. It won't be a fight, you'll just hunt them. Strange. It's not that much bigger than them. Whatever. Albertosaurus, 0 wins, 1 loss. Pseudoceratops, 1 win, 3 losses. He was a cage champion at one point. Nodosaurus, 0 wins, 1 loss. Lower Titan, 0 wins, 1 loss. Oviraptor, 0 wins, 1 loss. Pachycephalosaurus, 0 wins, 4 losses. That might actually change by the end of the year. Because, as I've mentioned before, I'm going to have like a qualifiers match of sorts for entry into the Dino Rumble. And for the small herbivores like Pachycephalosaurus, Rex and all that, we'll have them in a cage match against each other. So Pachycephalosaurus would have a good chance of finally getting a win there. Tyrannosaurus, 0 wins, 1 loss. Parasaurolophus, 0 wins, 1 loss. Are they going in for a fight? Your breath smells of elderberries. Triceratops, 2 wins and 1 loss, and both of those wins come from being on the winning tag team elimination match. Ceratosaurus, 0 wins, 2 losses. Sauropelta, 1 win, 0 losses, and that win came from an elimination tag team match. Scorpios Rex, gonna have to change their record because they're now officially 3 wins and 1 loss, as opposed to just 2. Spinosaurus, 1 win, 0 loss. They only won at one time because they went up against a dinosaur they couldn't fight, so I had to turn into a cage match. Tyrannosaurus Rex, 0 wins, 1 loss. Spinoraptor, 0 wins, 2 losses, and since he's not in the game, he's currently got no way of redeeming himself. Where the hell's Carcharodontosaurus? Spinosaurus, not doing too well. Stegoceratops, another dinosaur hybrid that isn't in this game, is the only hybrid that has a win. It's won 1 match and lost once. If I recall correctly, the match it won was an elimination tag team match, but unlike a lot of the other dinosaurs, he was actually the one that won the match for the team, so he's got that accomplishment at the very least. Stegosaurus, not 0, just far from 0. 7 wins, 9 losses. One of its wins actually came from being on the winning team of an elimination tag team match, and the other one was from winning the Dino Rumble last year. Frithiomimus, 0 wins, 2 losses. Digimolong, 0 wins, 3 losses. Tyrannosaurus, 1 win and 1 loss. I think they at one point might have won the Cage Championship, I can't remember. I'd assume that would be the reason for them having a 1 win. Circomimus, 1 win, 9 losses, 10. Now that we count for this pay-per-view, of course. Whereas Dinosaurus is a win-loss record of 0 and 1. So, their record, you know, they've only had 1 match outside of the Dino Rumble so far. But they could prove themselves to be a formidable opponent of this. Troodon, 1 loss, 1 win, which came from an elimination tag team match where they were on the winning team. Velociraptor, 5 wins and 5 losses. One of those wins comes from being a dual winner of the Dino Rumble this year. Allosaurus, 0 wins, 2 losses. Tyrannosaurus, 0 wins and 1 loss. God, this is a long video. What are your wins and losses? You've had 5 wins and 1 loss. Did the Giga even have any victories? Oh, you lost all 4 times. Where the hell are they? Oh, they're up here. Yeah, I've got an even 4 and 4. This keeps going on, I will just take into account, you know, win and loss records at this point. 4 wins, 2 losses. Got in for a rematch. T-Rex's music is playing. It's like, yeah, play my music, I got this match won. Is he gonna back down? Yeah. Okay, here's how it goes. If by the time we get to 1 hour 22 minutes on this recording here, if by that point there's not been a single other elimination, then I'm just gonna have to, you know, score the win-loss records in this matchup. Which, you know, unless... Well, actually, how many wins do you wrap up so far? 5 wins, 2 losses. So if you can gain another win, you'd be evenly matched with Carcharodontosaurus right now. Which would mean I'd have to go into extra time. It's like a football game, you know? It's like, okay, added time at the end. Because, you know, the score is not settled yet. And by that I mean, you know, not enough goals, you know, to, you know, decide which team wins. In this case, it's 5-1. So T-Rex and Carcharodontosaurus are the ones most likely to win. Spinosaurus has no chance of catching him. You were a dominant champion, Spinosaurus, but your time has passed you by. This is the new generation. It's the Carcharodontosaurus generation. You know, if they win this match and qualify, they'll just get dropped out of the, you know, elimination chamber match. You just know that's how it's gonna go. They'd be going up against Acrocanthosaurus and Indominus Rex by Ceratosaurus and Albertosaurus. It could go either way with a matchup like that. I'll have to be sure not to add too many matches to the card, because I know that match is going to be like this match, but worse, because you got an additional member in the match, you know? 6 instead of 5. Speaking of which, 1 hour 22 minutes. T-Rex, you have 5 wins, 2 losses, but Carcharodontosaurus, that's 5 wins and 1 loss. A better score than T-Rex. Unfortunately, T-Rex, you lost once again. It's like, damn it, even when I do well, I can't get it because these matches go on too damn long. So, Carcharodontosaurus will qualify for the Dino Chamber at Dino Survival, which will be sometime November this year too, you know, because it's basically a parody of Survivor Series, and apparently that's when, you know, that pay-per-view's gonna be, so yeah. Are they gonna fight? If they're gonna fight, I'll have this be the one that determines. Okay? Whoever wins this encounter wins the match. Who are you rooting for? Are you rooting for T-Rex or Carcharodontosaurus? Because Carcharodontosaurus just humbled Tyrannosaurus' already humbled ass. Carcharodontosaurus, ladies and gentlemen. They win the match and get to qualify. They really did prove themselves worthy. So next up we're going to have a very short promo from Indominus Rex and move on to the main event. So on with that. Indominus Rex, what are your thoughts heading into this championship match? It's about time. Bring it on. Okie dokie, on with the match. It's time for the main event. I have to get a drink to clear my throat. When I did that voice for Indominus Rex promo, I really kind of tickled me. He's not looking green now. Dr. Wu, you're not even going to give the introduction? I guess not. But Indominus Rex, ladies and gentlemen, is the challenger. They've waited since Dino Mania, where they won a match to get a title shot. Now, will Indominus Rex be the first ever hybrid to win the championship, or will they come up short? I actually debated Acrocanthosaurus twice, because the first time the only trait it got was like nocturnal, which, you know, gives it no chance of winning. So I incubated a second time just to give it a chance to get better traits. No introduction for Acrocanthosaurus, who is our current reigning and defending Dino champion. He's got the strong trait as well, and he's aggressive. So how do they fare stat-wise now? 131 and 34. Already got combat on, by the way. 151 and 34, yeah. Even with all that, Indominus has the better stats. We might be looking at a very short championship reign, which isn't too uncommon, because, you know, Stegosaurus would always have short reigns as Dino champion. They have the most reigns with that championship, but they would always lose it on their first years. But you know, you gotta give it to Acrocanthosaurus though. Their chances of winning this are basically non-existent, considering those stat differences, and it's a one-on-one match. But you know, they had the longest reign as Laurasia champion, and you know, in their I mean, they were the first dinosaur to beat Spinosaurus. You know, while Spinosaurus was in their first reign as Dino champion, well, technically, Stegosaurus did knock out Spinosaurus in the first Dino Chamber match I did, but that ended up in a no contest because the only ones left were Stegosaurus and Ankylosaurus. which wouldn't fight each other in the original game, so it's basically a no contest as a result. But its first official loss was a champion versus champion match at Dino Survival 2021, I think, where he lost to Acrocanthosaurus. So, you know, Acrocanthosaurus has a really good record. It's just the one-on-one match against Indominus, he doesn't really have a chance. Also, the fact that the recording has gone up to an hour 34 minutes coming up to, count that with the previous part, I mean, really, these videos are the length of a WWE pay-per-view. It's ridiculous. It's unintentional, man. It's just these fights can go on really long. Which is another reason why I don't do these too often, because, you know, because how long they go on, it takes up a lot of space. We're like talking like 5 gigabytes minimum per video. It's insane. Which is like basically the size of like 5 videos for me, usually that would be. I remember back in the day where, you know, my videos were in the megabytes rather than the gigabytes. We'll just count this as, you know, 2 out of 3. Indominus Rex, I don't want to waste any more time because we're up to an hour 35 minutes on the recording. This video is already insanely long. This match card has been insane. But now, is he on the hunt? Is he getting ready out? I guess they're just having a roar off. It's like, I am the first hybrid to win the Dino Championship. But Acrocanthosaurus will get a chance to get that title back at the next pay-per-view party, which will be in mid or late November this year at Dino Survival in the Dino Chamber match, because, as I have already stated, these two automatically qualify to be in the match. So, add Carcharodontosaurus, who now qualifies as well, and their herbivore opponents in the match. It's everyone against everyone, basically. Stegosaurus, Triceratops, and Dinosaurus. Only one can come out on top at that, and you know, so far I've thought of 3 matches for the card for Dino Survival. Obviously, the main event has already been decided, and so now that's that. And what else? Cruiserweight Championship match can be Herrerasaurus versus Australasian, because, you know, rematch. And what other match do I have in mind? Gonna have Spinosaurus versus Tyrannosaurus. I feel they need a one-on-one match, you know. And, you know, maybe T-Rex can finally redeem himself, because he was kicking Spinosaurus' ass in the previous match, you know. He needs the time to potentially redeem himself and win a match at long last. But Spinosaurus is a formidable foe, so he could go our way. Those are the only 3 matches I've currently got in mind for the next pay-per-view party. I'll try to keep the match card maybe to just 6 matches for that, because 8 matches is insane for a match card. So I hope you've enjoyed this year's Dino Slam. It was quite the pay-per-view, wasn't it? Except it's not really a pay-per-view because nobody pays for it. Because, I mean, why would you? And, oh wait. Let's see who comes out on top on this last one. Oh wait, it might even end like properly, not just like having it in my score. But I think he's just gonna back down, isn't he? Yep. Yeah, Indominus is too dominant for Acrocanthosaurus. And yet Indominus always would lose the Dino Rumble, you know, because he's just so aggressive. But yeah, Indominus is the new Dino champion. So how about that? Hope you've enjoyed this two-parter pay-per-view party, and I look forward to the next one. You know, it's got to be chaotic after the next one, because you know there'll be qualifiers for the Dino Rumble, which will be the first time I do it that way. We'll have like, you know, a parody of Raw, SmackDown, and Sunday Night Heats. It'd basically be like, you know, for Raw it'd be Cretaceous, Jurassic, SmackDown, and Sunday Night Heat would be, you know, Triassic. I mean, there aren't many Triassic dinosaurs, but I've already got in mind, like that match I mentioned earlier, where Ceratosaurus could potentially win. It's to qualify for the Dino Rumble. I'm gonna have that on the Triassic one. I mean, they're not Triassic, but you know, it's simply because all the other matches on the Cretaceous and Jurassic ones are going to be large cage matches, where whichever dinosaurs break out will qualify for the Rumble, but it's only a set amount that are allowed. So it'd be like, okay, there's going to be 10 large carnivores, large to medium carnivores. So in that matchup, like spread between Jurassic and Cretaceous, however many, you know, would be in either match would determine how many can, you know, break out and qualify. Does that make any sense? So that'll be presumably in December for those. So, you know, it won't be too far in between for, you know, videos from then on. They're gonna fight again. Just trying to wrap this video up. It's already now 40 minutes. Okay, he's finally eliminated that Carcharodontosaurus. He's just like, there. Now you know that I'm the champion. Now I can say it's official. I'm green. I'm mean. I'm the Dino champion. Congratulations. Hope you enjoyed. That's all. Peace out.